Hey everybody, this is my 125 gallon native tank, and today's the big day. Spring leapt out from behind a tree about an hour ago. I swear we haven't had a nice day since February, and even this morning was all gray and dreary and rainy and chilly. And about 2 hours ago the sun popped out, the temperature skyrocketed, we're looking at about 70 degrees all of a sudden. I'm not kidding, springtime just happened about an hour ago. So we're going to run down the street and throw out the crayfish trap. Well, technically it's a minnow trap, but I use it to catch crayfish and minnows. Particularly we're going to be looking for crayfish on this one. If we catch any of those rosy side dace, let's have a look at one here real quick. I've only got one left in the tank, and as it drifts into the darkness you don't see it as much. But that fish with that beautiful red stripe on the side, I'd love to get some more of them in the tank because they're just stunning, especially when you see a little school of them together. But otherwise, I've got enough other fish in the tank, and they're getting bigger and bigger. I have, however, run out of crayfish, and that is our chief objective today, is to get that trap out, and hopefully we'll get some crayfish caught up in that. So, without further ado, let's get on down there, and I'll see you down the stream. Alright, here we are. Now, I came for a walk not long ago, 4 or 5 days ago I guess, and I did see one crayfish crawling around. I guess you can see my shadow. It was right over in here somewhere where my shadow's pointing, and it was a pretty big fat one crawling underneath of a rock. So presumably if I'm seeing one, then we'll be seeing more. So if you're not familiar with how I set my trap up, you'll see how I have the bait sort of suspended in a cage there. It's just a little cage made out of wire. It's called hardware cloth. You can use anything you want. It just prevents the bait from touching the sides, and then that would allow anything to eat from the outside. This forces them to go in one end or the other to get to the bait on the inside. As far as what we're using for bait, sadly I had to I had to take my dog down to the vet for his final visit the other day. He was 19 years old, but he left behind a whole jar of soft chew milk bones, and that's what we're using for bait today. And I just saw a couple little minnows dash by, and there goes a bunch more. I scared them out from underneath this rock. They're out in the middle there now. This rock actually goes underneath there pretty deep, and I've seen some pretty good size fish and crayfish come out from underneath of there. So I didn't know how much line to give myself, so I cut off plenty. Let's do a simple knot. This isn't going anywhere. And there you go. We'll come back down tomorrow and see what's going on. You can definitely tell it's springtime now. You see all the little yellow flowers. I don't even know what they are, but if we go over here you can see tons of them. If I get out into the woods one of these days, and it's supposed to be 81 degrees tomorrow, so maybe we'll be able to get down to George's Creek or something. But if I get back in the woods, all of these yellow flowers will be pretty much carpeting everywhere. I know this camera's not good for distance, but if you look up in the woods there, you can see how everything's starting to green up. All the daylilies are starting to come in, all the skunk cabbage is starting to come up. So it's definitely here. A little too chilly today to be putting my sealskin socks on and walking up in the water. They don't really do a whole lot to insulate me from temperature. They just keep my feet dry. And it's probably still a little early in the year. Although if it's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow, that might be refreshing, so who knows. Maybe when we come down to collect the trap, we'll take a little walk up the stream and see what's going on up there. Maybe we can throw the trap back out up there, or maybe even bring my dip net and try to catch a few of them while we're up there. So we'll see. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. There's no point in finishing up back at the fish tank because we didn't do anything other than throw the trap out today. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. See you real soon in the next one. Bye-bye.